The RX150 category in the Toyo Tyres MSA British Rallycross Championship always delivers bags of action. Expect the same here at Lydden Hill. After qualifying, it's multiple champion Chrissy Palmer who tops the points ahead of Brett Harris and then Stephen Jones. John Ward 4th from Georgia Shields, and then the Sergeant 6th and 7th. Now, drivers being warned about creeping at the start. Driving standards flag being displayed as we get ready for the restart. Chrissy Palmer, Brett Harris and Stephen Jones. John Ward, Georgia Shields, and then Larry and Adam Sargent is the grid order. Strangely this year, it's not always been the Chrissy Palmer show. He's lost out once to John Ward, once at Mondello Park to Mark Scott. We go racing, a good getaway by Jones, but a better start by Palmer, and also the blue and yellow buggy in the hands of John Ward. Down towards the loose they go for the first time. John Ward, former double BTRDA champion, is on the back then of Chrissy Palmer, twice an RX150 champion. Circuit racer par excellence as well, and Palmer, who we still want to see in a supercar at some point, very much the benchmark driver. Stephen Jones comes under attack. He's got Brett Harris behind him. Brother Jake has been out already in the supercars here at Lydden today, and now Brett, son of Steve, himself a regular rallycrosser, he's the man running fourth as they plunge downhill for the first time. Palmer leading the way, but John Ward tucked up behind him. Ward, the winner the last time the RX150s were at Lydden. Up the curve they run. 1,000cc motorbike engines, they weigh next to nothing. There's a load of horsepower, and barely are these in a straight line. They're a great car to drive. Anybody that's had a go in them absolutely loves them, and it's good low-cost rallycross sport. Chrissy Palmer then flicks his way through the Devil's Elbow. Uphill he goes. Former Formula Ford Festival winner, Mazda MX-5 racer and champion, and his dad Chris, former Caterham and Formula Ford 1600 racer as well. Their third is Steve Jones. Out of the hairpin, he's not quite got the pace of the top two. He is there or thereabouts, but not near enough really to make a move as they come downhill, heading towards the loose. Palmer flicks it through paddock, very sideways. Those behind look all the time. You're trying to assess the grip level, and the track gets slippier as the race wears on because you bring the dust onto the tarmac from the loose section here, for example, at Chessons or from paddock. Back onto the tarmac. There is John Ward, and ahead of him, accelerating now through the hairpin, is Chrissy Palmer, and it looks as though Palmer, barring a disaster, has got enough in hand now to be secure up front. But John Ward is hunting him down. Into the hairpin they turn. Grab a gear, downhill, and then position the car for paddock. You see, everybody these days goes to the very far left, uses the extra bit of room, the extra bit of tarmac put in a few seasons back with the grass being taken away, and that, of course, gives you more width to then flick the car across the road. John Ward across the loose at Chessons, but he can't quite get close enough to Chrissy Palmer. Try as he might, Palmer still has the upper hand here. Palmer through the Devil's Elbow. He heads the championship, he heads the race. Can he take 3 titles in a row? He works his way now through that right-hander at the top of the lap and blasts down the hill once more. Inch perfect. Turns right, the back just comes out a little. He corrects that, and we've got smoke from somebody. I fear that we have. It's Georgia Shields with a problem. Smoke from the back of the RX150. She heads downhill, but retirement beckons. The pace has disappeared as well. Although she's still going, she's going much more slowly, and that, I suspect, is going to be a retirement pretty soon. As you look at Brett Harris now working his way across the loose out of Chessons. 4th behind Steve Jones, but he's not really catching. Brett Harris comes down now into the Devil's Elbow. So there, Stephen Jones running third. He in turn has got a huge advantage now over Brett Harris. Out of the chicane, the leaders come, and that lead gap starting the last lap has come right down. Chrissy Palmer is coming under renewed attack, isn't he? Because John Ward now has brought the gap down. Can Palmer stretch it once more? Let's see. turn left at the Devil's Elbow, climb uphill. Ward gets sideways. Can he hang on to it? He can, but he goes out a little bit wide, and that is going to cost him. He will lose a length, and you can ill afford to do that when it's a one-mate category like this. So he's got a brake late at the hairpin, and again the car just washes out a little bit. Downhill they plunge, checkered flag at the ready. This would be win number 4 for Palmer, but Ward has a look up the inside. Oh, so close to doing it. Now it's the run through the chicane up towards the checkered flag. It is just going to be Chrissy Palmer who hangs on, but only just. What a race, what a last lap from John Ward. Adam Sargent through. The rest of the field comes over the line to take the checkered flag, but Chrissy Palmer very nearly came unstuck, didn't he? John Ward threw everything at it at the very end, and Georgia Shields eventually goes up in smoke. The margin, 0.199 of a second between Chrissy Palmer and John Ward. Steve Jones third ahead of Brett Harris, then Adam Sargent beats Dad Larry. Georgia Shields doesn't get to the end. In the championship, Chrissy Palmer is still clear, 33 points ahead of John Ward. He's up to second, Stephen Jones up to third, and Brett Harris now up to fourth.